How's it going, everybody? In this video, I got some really good information I would like to put out there. Honestly, it's not easy to articulate this, but once again, I am going to walk that imaginary line and just let faith guide me to try to get it out. But what I want to talk about is something that I've done recently that has helped, that just took my personal inner peace to another dimension, another galaxy. I feel like I have tapped into a reservoir of infinite peace, infinite understanding, some type of infinite patience. And it's just, it's hard for me to put it in words. It's very hard for me to put it in words. This is actually hard to articulate, but here we go. I've recently fell into this space of having a very great understanding that, and this may sound so simple, but I'm still going to put it out there because I've done enough content to know that there is some people who connect with my words and the things I say and the things I'll be putting out. So I'm just going to put it out there. Whoever get it. Whoever don't. But I've come to this place of just understanding, like, I can see with supreme clarity. I can look at somebody else and just understand that that is a person that's completely, significantly different from me. You are not me. And I know that sounds so simple. But bear with me. I'm trying my best to break this down. It's like I look at somebody else now, and this is super recent, and I can just understand, and I can see, and I can feel, and understand that you are somebody else that's on a significantly different place than I am in your spirituality, in your path, in your lessons, in your enlightenment. You know, it's like this quote that I haven't seen it in a while, but it was a good one, and it always stuck with me, to say, you know, we're all just kind of playing the same game, but we're on different levels, which is so true. And I can see that with so significant amount of clarity, and it's given me in hand a significant amount of peace, understanding, and just patience. But more importantly, what I realize is it's doing for me is it's just helping me. So I'm talking just easily, just super easily keep my energy separate and disconnected, and I don't get entangled with other people. And you know, it just kind of goes in hand with, I told y'all this is very difficult to articulate, but I'm just walking out on faith with it. It goes in hand with one of my favorite scriptures that says, forgive us for our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. I've always loved that. And it's helping me understand that. And it's also helping me dig into the wisdom of it and the understanding. Here we go. Now we're really cooking. The understanding that God had at the time. For those that don't know, to me, God is it's an animating energy that is forever persistent and existing within the world. I don't quite see God as a gender. I see it as a continuous, infinitely animating energy. So I refer to it as a it. Sometimes I might say he because that's just what people popularly say, but that scripture shows that God's infinite wisdom that it put into these ordained writers in the past to even put this there says that God knew that society will at some point be at a point to where there's going to be people living in sin. Sin basically just means not being aligned with your spiritual path. That's literally all sin really means. But it just shows the wisdom that even back then, it's ordained within these writers to put that in there to say that there will be people who will trespass on you. And again, that just kind of ties into this clarity that I have of understanding that you are somebody completely different. I'm not talking, spiritually. I know we're all in this together and things like that. I know that. I'm not talking like that. I think the majority of people that watch my content, because I tend to do more advanced content, we already know that. I don't even have to explain that too much. But I understand that you're a complete different person. You're on a complete different spiritual position than me, spiritual level than me. But what it does is it helps free me from getting entangled with anytime somebody do something that's let's just say spiteful. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who are still in the trenches. They're still in the jungle. They're still in the war. So these people are not enlightened. So I'm not going to expect an enlightened response from someone who's not enlightened. You see where this is kind of going? I'm not expecting, but I won't be surprised if they come from a place of fear. They come from a place of anger. Remember, you may be enlightened at this point, but before you were enlightened, I'm pretty sure you too was in this space of attacking people. You know what I'm saying? These people live in fear. They live in the jungle. They live in the war. So there literally is a crab barrel mentality. You know what I'm saying? An eye for an eye kind of mentality. Somebody can attack you because somebody else attacked them, and they don't even understand that it's just a energetic situation that's happening. Somebody attacked them and kind of put that energy on them. They don't even understand this energy, but they just have all this anger and all this fire inside their eye, and then they come and attack you. And then what we tend to do is we take that personal. We absolutely take it personal. Or even if you don't take it personal, even if you're, enlightened, sometimes depending on how strong it is, and sometimes it can be very strong. Some people are just deliberate attackers in this world. And that energy, connects with a part of you that's unhealed. And, sometimes you got to go through all of this stuff, all of this cleansing. You got to go to the beach. You got to burn sage. You got to do all of this because someone who is unenlightened attacked you. And again, man, just understanding that this is a complete different person in a complete different position in their spiritual journey. Like, just understand that you have your own thing going on that to some extent or another has absolutely nothing to do with me. It just kind of helps me just see with just these eyes of, you didn't come at me personally. You are just like that because you're an angry person. We just happen to cross paths. We just happen to stop at the same gas station at this point in time. and I just happened to come across you. Outside of this gas station, there's a high possibility that I won't come across you because I'm a different person. I'm in different environments. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, man, and there's another scripture that I just saw very recently that's just beautiful, man. I love scripture. I love scripture a lot, man, because, man, it's just beautiful. It says something about, it's somewhere in Ephesians, it says something like, be angry, but don't sin, but sin not. That basically says and shows that God, okay, because the information that's in scripture all come from things that was inspired writings. So that kind of says that God clearly knew that there will be some type of world, some type of society where people will be trespassing on you, whether you deserved it or not. Just because you're an enlightened person don't mean you will not encounter these people. Like I said, you might stop and pump gas. You forget that. I say 75% of the population is not enlightened. So that's an extremely high possibility you're going to encounter unenlightened people, and they're going to do unenlightened people type of activity. That was pretty well said. So that scripture says that God understood that people are going to trespass on you. And it's also further saying that, hey, I understand that. Don't let that get to you. That's why Jesus also, I made a video about this that did pretty well. That's why I believe that Jesus also preached turn the other cheek, because when you turn the other cheek and you don't retaliate back at someone's negativity, somebody's anger, someone's fear, you don't pick up that karma. Because, God, I could talk this stuff all day. Because if you retaliate, now you're picking up karma. And better yet, this is how deep the spiritual game is. You can do the same exact, I'm sorry for pointing. You can do the same exact thing that someone else can do. Same exact thing. They can stab you or stab somebody, and they're enlightened and they don't know better. But if you're enlightened and you know better and you go try to do that same exact thing, but you knew better, I'm sorry for pointing again, I'm sorry. But you knew better, your consequences will be greater than them because you knew better. They're still going to have consequences, but your consequences will be greater because you knew better. So that goes into Jesus saying, turn the other cheek. That goes into that scripture that says, be angry, but don't sin. You can be angry. I understand that. It's going to happen. It's an energy that we pick up and you feel that. Oh, you feel that very strong, especially when we're driving. If you live somewhere where people are aggressive drivers, me and my spiritual master had to talk about this. And we was like, I feel like the roads are like the ultimate spiritual test of all time. It really is. Different video, different conversation. But, you know, don't let that stuff get to you. And again, the main point of this is just having this awareness of that now all of a sudden. It's like, I'm not expecting enlightened activity from someone who's still in the war, still in the jungle. And I'm telling you, the level of peace this has given me, no matter what environment I'm in, it's just an understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you encounter, let's just say, a 21-year-old, 3 o'clock in the morning, who just been partying all night, intoxicated, literally out of their minds. Like, come on, what are you expecting? You expecting for them to say, oh, hi, it's nice to meet you. I can see you're an enlightened people. You're an enlightened person. Let's sit down and meditate together. Heck no. Heck no. It's not going to happen. And I'm telling you, man, just with this understanding of it, it's just put me not only in a place of great peace, but it also has kept my energy so clean throughout the day, you know, nothing is sticking to me. I'm just clean. I'm energized. I don't have to go home after work and meditate and do all of this cleansing and stuff. There's nothing wrong with cleansing, okay? It only makes you better and better and better and better and greater. There's nothing wrong with that. But it just helps keep my energy clean, man. So, you know, yeah, that's just pretty much the gist of it. You know, it's like somebody once told me, they was like, and I didn't understand this. They said this back in 2020. I didn't quite get it then, but I definitely get it now. Where they was like, you can't expect everybody, that might be the title of this video coming right at the end. Go figure, God. You can't expect everybody to think like you. You can't expect everybody to be like you. You can't expect everybody to be, I'm sorry for pointing. Gosh, I'm sorry for pointing. You can't expect everybody to be on your level. You got to understand, some people won't even get it in this lifetime. Ooh, that's heavy. That's good. That's good. I'll repeat that. Some people won't even get it in this lifetime. So while you're energetically clashing and crashing with these people, and I know why you're doing it. You're doing it because deep down inside, you honestly just want to shake the devil out of them, quite literally, and just slap them and be like, don't you get it? Why don't you just get it? Can't you just get it? You got to understand, some people's not even going to get it in this lifetime. So you sitting up here going to war with these people and getting your energy entangled with these people, when going to therapy because of these people, and meditating because of these people, and just going through all of this healing stuff that's so popular these days because of these people, not even realizing that they're not even going to get it on this lifetime. So that's a significant, huge waste of your energy. And I'm telling you, man, just this understanding, man, life has been beautiful, man. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. That's a good one. That's a good one. You know, God, that's a good one. Whew. I go by slr-d, man. This is what we do on this channel. I talk spiritual game. I talk the laws of the universe. I talk the laws of God. And one more thing that I could say to put a cherry on top is, I've also learned that these are tests, and God do not play with these tests, whether it's a God set up test or it's just a situation that you encounter. As I mentioned, 75%, that's a high possibility for encountering these people. So what I've learned is, when you forgive this behavior or have some type of understanding of it and don't take it personally, and you don't retaliate with negativity, don't retaliate with anger, don't retaliate from fear, don't retaliate from a place of sin, God rewards that. I've seen that enough to, I could say that that's a spiritual law somewhere. Something somewhere is monitoring your behavior. It knows that this person is honestly a jackass. It knows that. It knows that you didn't deserve what they did to you. It knows that. And it also knows that when you don't take that personal and you respond from the best place within you, that's the key. It's the best place within you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say you had a gun in your back pocket and you didn't even use it. You cussed them out instead. Even though cussing them out probably wasn't the best thing to do, you still didn't kill them. It recognizes that, and it will reward you for that. That is a spiritual law. I've seen it happen tremendously all the time. God, I could go on all day with this, but this is 20 minutes. That's long enough. slr-d, man. I talk about this type of information. More advanced spiritual information. I feel like that's the direction that spirit is leading me in. So every now and then I may do something basic for whatever reason, but I tend to talk about some of this more advanced stuff because I've done enough content to know that it's connected with somebody out there. That's 20 minutes. That's enough to chew on for now. I apologize for making it so long. God bless y'all, man.